Perfect. So everything is ready. We are still waiting for Mr. Keshe to enter the room. So until then, I think we are ready. The sound is working, picture is coming through. So, and people are still coming in. I see. That's very good. Thank you very much. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Great.
And you?
I'm perfect. Thank you very much. I see also Jackie with us. For those that don't know, Jackie is the head of teachings, the content, teachers, the schedule. All these responsibilities are under him, so he will be probably talking with you guys in the future.
Okay.
Also about the private teachings in Japanese. Now today we are starting with the public teachings in Japanese, but we also have another program for the students that apply. Those students get the access to the education site where we have the recordings from Mr. Keshe teaching us since May 2015. It's a lot of very important recordings. So the students that apply today or in the future days gets the access, the account to access this education site, may download it on any player, phone device, and watch those teachings that happened every day, more than 6 hours of teachings since May 2015. And another account for Zoom, which allows him to enter the private teachings in Japanese. So for each teaching program, we start first the public teachings and then the private teachings where we teach actually unlimited. But only to applied students. So maybe you can tell to your people now or later about that opportunity, and you can already see the study program link Jackie posted inside the chat, and I will post also the address where people can apply.
Okay. Sandy, I want to confirm about one thing.
Yes.
Is it possible for you, for Mr. Keshe, to teach the Japanese every week or once every 2 weeks?
We can talk when he enters the room. We can talk with him what are the possibilities and how much he will be involved in that. I believe that at the beginning, yes, he will be involved. Now, if you can meet, normally it would be like once per week. So let's see. When he enters, I will ask him, and we can sort this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because, later, you know, public teachings in Japanese, then usually somebody from you guys takes over, and Jackie will explain to that one how we usually do the public teachings, because you know that every Thursday morning we have public teachings in English, where Mr. Keshe is actually presenting the new stuff, and usually public teachings in the language, in the certain language, are the translation of that teaching on Thursday morning, you know. And but because there is something what Mr. Keshe would like to teach you directly at the beginning, according to the situation in Japanese, because you have many scientists in Japan already working on this plasma technology and delivering first results, which are very important for the whole world. This is probably why he jumped in at the beginning, and he will probably have few teachings for you that he can move you forward faster. But then later on, I believe that you will continue on your own, of course, with our help and constant coordination, both tracks of the study program, you know, because we have a lot of study material. You know, those of you that know English, can, for example, for private teachings, take the recording of Mr. Keshe in May 2015 and prepare the private teaching in Japanese by actually teaching the same in the way how they understand, you know, and of course in Japanese. So this is, for example, what's happening now in the private teachings in English. We are repeating all the teachings from Mr. Keshe because we can repeat them basically hundreds of times, but there is still a lot that we don't understand, or let's say we are slowly starting to comprehend what he was teaching a year ago. And this is why it's important to take this material and teach and teach and teach and teach until, you know, each time somebody understands certain part, gets this aha, and that this somebody can do something and teach others about the experience that he obtained. You know, this plasma knowledge is so vast, so huge. So
okay.
It's hard to do everything in one day, you know, but on one side it's very basic, or how to say, very easy to achieve the results. But on the other side, if you look at the full spectrum from health, transportation, agriculture, food, and then up to the travel to the deep space and surviving in the deep space, it's of course, you know, we are touching a small dot on a huge canvas of the knowledge of the universe. And it's up to us how fast we will actually learn.
Okay.
Maybe if you wish, you can explain a little bit to the people now, or you can wait when we officially start that everything what you will explain will be also on the recording, so that the people that will download this recording later, it will be published on our YouTube channel and on the education site. And they can download and of course listen, watch at any time what we had in the first one. So for those who missed the first public teaching, they will be able to watch the recording and then keep up with everything.
Okay.
Maybe Jackie, do you have anything to add, Jackie? Because maybe we can do that part before Mr. Keshe joins.
Yes, it can be. Yeah, you said a lot. It's very good.
Okay.
I just want to say hello to the Japanese people, and we are really proud to bring you in the big family, in the big Keshe family. And I think what really important thing that I can share with you, because now we are giving teaching in many languages. I think we are running 10 or 12 different languages. But the idea, it's not to create some separation between all the languages. The idea is to bring and come together as one planet, one race, one nation. And why we are giving this teaching in different language is to get the people who for the moment who don't speak English the possibility to understand, and they can join the community. It's a bridge, if you want, between the barrier of the languages and the Keshe Foundation. And at the end, we need to learn one language, is not Japanese, English, but we need to learn the universal languages.
or language of the universe, as
Yeah.
we say many times. Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe, Mimi, for the test, if you can translate this, what Jack just said.
Japanese?
Yes, if you can translate to Japanese what Jackie just explained. Do you still remember? Did you hear us?
Yes. つまり、今までその国によってですね、言語が異なっていたんですけれども、これからは、ユニバーサルランゲージというか、共通言語として、我々は物事を把握していく必要があるっていう、そういうことだと思います。
And if I can give you an example, you can see, for example, here on the YouTube channel, this is the YouTube channel of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, official. And in the playlist, we can see we have all the different languages, so the French, the German, the Romanian, Norwegian, but we are all together on the same banner of the Keshe Foundation, on one planet, one race, one nation. There is no separation, and quite every language is build a community to get access to the technology of Mr. Keshe, and then to learn the universal languages. If you can translate.
今までは例えばフランス人のためのパブリックティーチングとか、ドイツ人のため、ルーマニア人のため、ハンガリー人のためって、それぞれがそのパブリックティーチングを設けてたんです。でも全てそれは、ケーシのテクノロジーを学ぶためであって、それは、So you mean that the universal language is, you mean English?
No.
No?
It's the language that we speak in the universe.
About the universe, or?
Yeah, imagine in deep space, you know, they don't communicate with the vocal cords all the time. This is why we are saying that talking English, Japanese, Chinese, whatever other language in space is not, how to say,
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant, yes, to communicate with the beings from the universe. So this is why you need to know to talk the language of the universe, which is actually talking soul to soul. This is the part of the knowledge which people need to learn to understand that communication with the vocal cords is normal for the planet Earth. For us, there is like nothing else exists in the moment, and but in the universe, in the deep space, that you can't stop at certain location and use the vocal cords to and one of the languages of the Earth to communicate.
Okay, but firstly, people have to learn the universe in each language, right?
Yes, this is why we need to make the bridge, because for the moment, the basic teaching are in English, and we need to open the doors for the people who for the moment doesn't speak English and can't understand English. So we need to make the bridge between the Keshe Foundation and all the different people on this planet, and we need to give some teaching in all these languages, so every man and woman and child and other creature can join the universal community, start understanding the world of the plasma, the world of creation. And we want to bring all together in one planet, one race, one nation.
I understand. So, ですからそれぞれの国の人々はですね、それぞれの言語でユニバーサル、宇宙という共通言語を学ぶ架け橋をしたいんだということですよね。それでいろんな言語のパブリックティーチングが設けられているという、そういうことだと思います。
And for example, if I give you an example, here on the Facebook page for the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education, we start in English, and in English, we have all the different teaching in all languages, and then every language has their own page, but you can see German, Polish, they are all the same, you know. We have all on the same, nobody is better than the other. We try to get every people get access to the same information.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if we work with one word, it's equity. Nobody has some advantage or disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are all equal in the world.
Yes. ですから、すべての国のすべての人々に等しい機会を与える必要があって、ですから、それぞれのそのケッシュファンデーションのサイトも同じように、それぞれの国の人々のために作っているということなんですね。
And the last things I can say, we are working very hard to bring the translation, the subtitles. So for example, here we are working on all the kids workshop, for example, and here you can see all the different languages, English, French, Spanish, German, Italian, Turkish, Polish, Romanian, Gikuyu, Chinese, Portuguese, Russian, Dutch, Japanese, Norwegian, Bulgarian. Some language is very advanced, and some we need to get some help from the different community to help to translate. Because for me, it's impossible to translate in Japanese because I don't speak Japanese. I can help as the Keshe Foundation to establish the English subtitles, to get ready, to bring the environment that you can easily work. But after, we can, for the moment, as Keshe Foundation, translate in Japanese because we can't have access to this. So we need some help from your community to help to bring this knowledge for every Japanese people on this planet.
Okay. 例えばこの子どもたちのためのワークショップにしてもですね、いろんな言語に翻訳する必要があって、で英語とかフランス語っていうのはもうすごく翻訳されてるんですけども、日本語は翻訳する人がいないので、翻訳するヘルプが必要という、そういうことですね。
Yes. So
I think that Jake just dropped out of the.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
For myself, I'm quite finished. If you have some other things to say, Stanley.
Not at the moment. I'm still trying to get in contact with Mr. Keshe to see how much does he need to get in the room. Maybe that I will play 4 introduction videos in the meantime so that people can see something. Unfortunately, they are not having subtitles in Japanese yet. That's the effort that we are also bringing forward. Jackie also already started to talk about. We actually invite all the people that would like to volunteer to create the subtitles for these videos that you will see in the next minutes, and for all the teachings. So all the teachings in English or any other language, the subtitles in Japanese can be created, and by that all the Japanese speaking people around the world can actually benefit from watching the teachings and reading the Japanese subtitles, which means you see the original but you can read in Japanese language the subtitles, and that learn what was actually recorded.
Yes, for example, with this intro video, when the people click on the subtitles, they can choose in which languages they want. For the moment, we have German, English, Bulgarian, Chinese, French, Norwegian, Polish, Romanish, Turkish, and Vietnamese. And we hope in the few days we will have Japanese.
Mimi, maybe you can explain a little bit about that people understand that we are happy for volunteers to come forward, those that understand English and are capable to translate in Japanese. Probably you guys know what the subtitle file is. You can play the subtitles along with the recording, and by that, people that do not understand certain language can read in their own language the subtitle and still understand what is on the recording.
Yes, I want to show you, for example.
Maybe he needs to translate a little bit, and then you continue, Jackie.
Yep.
Mimi?
Yes.
If you could explain in Japanese about the subtitles creation, about
what?
What we just said, that people understand that we are looking forward for the volunteers that would translate the English text, subtitles in the English text to the Japanese text. So all the recordings that are currently available, once they get the Japanese subtitles, more people can actually learn from those recordings. For example, Mr. Keshe is teaching in English. If you add the subtitles in Japanese, then such a recording can be watched by all Japanese-speaking people understanding what Mr. Keshe is teaching.
Okay. Yeah, we have to do it.
Yeah, and if you can explain this in Japanese to people that they understand in the future, it's part of where they can be involved.
Yes. つまりこのナレッジ生活ワークショップはすごくたくさん行われてるんですけども、ここに映し出されているようにほとんどというか英語とかフランス語とか主要な言語があるんですけども、日本語がないんですね。ですからこれにサブタイトルをつけてあげることで、英語とかそういう主要言語が理解できない日本人でもケーシの情報をねに触れることができる。ですからそういうなんていうか準備をですね、我々もしていく必要があるっていう、そういうことですね。
And I just want to explain you a little bit the organization, how we are organized. So if we take this, we have all the videos. Then, for example, if we take Japanese, here, we need to have someone that we call this person the language coordinator. It's the person who will coordinate the translation for the Japanese. Okay? And when this language coordinator will build a team of different translators that he want to assign the different things to each translator, and then he will review the work of the translator. And when all is okay, we will publish it on the official YouTube channel from the Keshe Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to translate this.
Yes, I want to do so, but I'm very busy, so.
Yeah, no, but just translate what I said that in Japanese.
今ですか？今、OK, now? Right.
Yeah.
ですから今までまず日本語に翻訳してですね、準備が整って、それからパブリッシュというか正式な形で出していくっていう、その手順が必要ということですね。
And if I show you, it's really, really easy. We take the One Planet, One Race, One Nation. We click on the link. It's open the online managing subtitles. The name of the program is called Amara that we use. We select, for example, the Japanese. We click on the languages and we edit the subtitles. And you have the text in English, and you just, in this place, you translate this in Japanese. And then you make the next, exactly the same, next, next, and you will get the Japanese subtitles.
Okay. もう例えば今のこの動画の場合だと英語のサブタイトルっていうか字幕ができてるわけですね。ですからそれを見ながら今度は日本語の字幕を作っていけばいい。そういうことですね。
And then again, it's published on the Keshe Foundation translation until the point it's all done. This is only one channel, one video, and everyone come, choose the languages, and we don't make separation. We are all the same. One video, one place, and then we choose in which languages we want. If I show you, for example, here you have the subtitle in English, then you have in German, Bulgarian, Chinese, French, Norwegian, Polish, and so and so. One planet, one race, one nation.
一つのその動画に対して複数の言語で見れるようにですね、それぞれを分けてしまうんじゃなくて、全部一つのまとまりとして作っていく必要があるということですね。例えば中国語の字幕、英語の字幕、日本語の字幕といったようにですね。
So for that week, we will start this with this video, One Planet, One Race, One Nation. You will have the subtitle in English for this week, and we hope that next week we can have with the Japanese subtitles, okay? It's 4 minutes. We want just to play this video.
Okay. 今、英語のね、サブタイトルのみですけれども、次回までに日本語のサブタイトルもつけるということです。
You are people listening from every corner of this planet. No knowledge has been dispersed so beautifully, so balanced across this planet ever. Full potential of achieving everything in the universe. There is no need and there is no reason for man not to achieve. So, wherever you are, the way I taught you to make the coils double coil inside, you have continuous equal gravitational magnetic field, and if you put CO2 on it, and you put zinc on it, you have connected the emotion of the man to it on a stable condition, and you'll find out you become a very peaceful man. Here, instead of having galaxies and universes and creating connection magnetically, we have used the matter state gravitational magnetic field strength to dominate and dictate the shape of the plasma. The nano technology, the nanomaterial, which you have collectively developed in different ways by caustic, by electric currents, by whatever, fire or whatever, has that advantage that the matter, the nano, and the plasma is all the same. So connection is very solid. It's very strong. The power of the plasma technology, the way we have thought, is beyond imagination of the man. Now we can create and control the plasma, which is the mother of the creation of the universe. We are given the seed of the essence of the creation. The foundation does not belong to no one and is not made of one anymore. You are developing it. You are structuring it. And from today, we will be still the same. We'll still develop the technology in different names, in different colors, in different nationalities which they do not exist. It is beautiful when we see the Christian, the Muslims, the Jews, and every other belief are working together to build up systems. We have already become one faith. We already have become one nation, and we already have become one planet. You got to remember one thing. Dates is irrelevant. Today is the last day of the Christian calendar, or tomorrow is the beginning of another. One day is connected to another. We don't stop. We are working around the clock. The Keshe Foundation team is working irrespective of time, position, religion, country. And now we achieve what we set out for.
Jackie, if you have also motion and health and agriculture, maybe you can play those two.
Sure. Next one. This is not this. Let me just, okay. This playlist, promo, and you have all the different. So I have the medical teaching. For the moment, we have 7 in, wow. The people are going so fast. I don't see that we have all this. Beautiful. It's the beauty of the plasma technology. When the
if you can share the screen, then people will see what you're explaining.
Sorry.
No problem.
I think I was. Let me just share the screen. Here we have, yeah. I don't see that the French, neither Dutch, Polish, Romanish, Turkish have done the work. All is doing by themselves. It's beautiful. So I go full screen and we can start. This is the Keshe medical teaching, the new video presented last workshop.
It's the special.
Yeah. Only for medical
doctors and people involved in how to say it, with the patients that are having certain health issues.
Absolutely. So I play the video.
お医者さんのための、メディカルティーチングが、行われたこのビデオです。
What do you want? You want we stop the video and you can translate some parts?
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
The Keshe Foundation is extending an invitation to medical doctors of any practice and specialty to apply to the Foundation's private weekly medical teaching workshop. This includes medical doctors, dentists, and veterinarians. Scientists of the Keshe Foundation developed different types of plasma therapies and cures that utilize advanced, non-invasive plasma technology. The weekly private medical teaching workshop educates doctors to the plasma science behind the therapies, along with the functionality and operation of revolutionary plasma medical devices. The goal of the private teachings is to add plasma health knowledge to the profound knowledge of medical doctors. The weekly class is broadcast live over the internet through a secure private channel every Wednesday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central European Time. Presently, the class is only offered in English. However, you are free to bring a translator to the class. If you can't participate in the live broadcast, you can watch them later at your convenience through a private internet portal. Every patient's case that is discussed in the workshop will be kept anonymous and private. This includes cataloged findings and data gained from the analysis of the patient's health issues. Any medical doctor in the world who wants to participate can do so by sending an email to doctors@spaceshipinstitute.org. In your email, please state your willingness to participate in the medical teaching workshop. If you're planning on bringing a translator to the workshop, please state this in your email as well. After we receive your email, we will contact you with the instructions on how to apply to the workshop. As a part of the application process, applicants who apply, including any translators brought into the workshop, will be required to sign the Keshe Foundation's World Peace Treaty, which can be found at the following web address. All applicants will be required to provide proof of their education and ability to practice medicine, and will also be required to pass an extensive security background check before they are granted access to the teaching workshop. Healthful plasma technology is here, now, the use of which is increasing exponentially on a day-to-day basis on every continent. We encourage you to come and learn about this revolutionary technology. Apply today.
This is on the private teaching, special for doctors. We work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon. It's the medical teaching, and on the morning, this is the agriculture.
Yeah, every Wednesday in the week, we have a special private teaching for agriculture at 10 a.m. Central European Time, and in the afternoon at 2 p.m. Central European Time, the special private teaching for health. This is what Jackie wanted to say. These two programs exist besides the regular study program. Regular study program is all days, let's say 7 days in a week. For English, we have teachings from Monday till Friday, 2 teachings, 3 hours per day. But then public teachings and private teachings in the certain language is up to the language community how many teachings per week they can do. Besides those regular teachings, we have those specialized ones where we where the how to say application process requires one more step to find out if the candidate is eligible for these teachings, because in those teachings all participants have certain experience in the field, right? In the field of agriculture, in the field of health. Maybe if you can explain this, Mimi, to people that if we have among participants today some people that are having experience from agriculture or from the medical section, health section, that there are 2 programs which where they can apply and be part of.
Okay. as for the agriculture, it's Wednesday, right?
Yes, each Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central European time. But if they cannot participate interactively, they can still watch the recording. And
Recording. Okay.
when it's right time to come in interactively, because I know that the timing is not good for every part of this planet. Some people need to sleep too.
Yeah, okay, I understand. 農業に関してですね、このケーシファンデーションのプラズマテクノロジーを適用するっていう、そういうプログラムが提供されている。で、地域によっていろんな曜日とか時間帯があるんですけども、録画でそれを見ることができますから、農業に関して興味のある人はね、ぜひ見てみてください。
Okay, perfect. So first you have see the medical, and now you can see the agriculture. Okay?
農業と医療ですね。医療もやってるのに。
The Keshe Foundation is extending an invitation to experienced farmers, agricultural specialists, and researchers to apply to the Foundation's private weekly agriculture teaching workshops. If you fall into one of these categories and are interested in plasma technology integration into agriculture, you're invited to apply. Scientists and agricultural practitioners of the Keshe Foundation continually develop and apply new methods of food and fiber production, soil fertility management, plant and livestock health management, and increased farm productivity using the most advanced plasma technology that is taught at the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. In the teaching workshop, you'll learn the science of plasma technology and its applications in the field of agriculture for enhanced and equitable global food production while minimizing costs and external inputs. Practicing farmers and Keshe Foundation scientists will demonstrate their application of plasma technology in agriculture and the ensuing results of such applications, thus deepening and enriching learning for all participants in the private teachings. Participants are encouraged to demonstrate their farming practices in the teaching workshop. The private teachings are broadcast in English live over the internet through a secure private channel every Wednesday at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central European Time. If necessary, you may bring a translator to the workshop. All applications are required to provide proof of their education and professional qualifications, must pass a security background check, and are required to sign the Keshe Foundation's World Peace Treaty, which can be found at the following web address. Translators that attend must also pass a security check and sign the World Peace Treaty. For details on how to join the private teachings in agriculture, send an email to agriculture@kfssi.org stating that you'd like to participate. Include in the email your education and agricultural experience and reasons for your interest in plasma technology. Applicants will be contacted with further instructions and details on the application process.
And at least the new and last teaching that will Mr. Keshe giving, it's the Motion program to be the first man in the space. It will start really soon. And I need to apologize for the subtitles. They are not totally reviewed, so it's not so easy to read, but it will work.
Sorry.
No, you can translate if you want.
この前の木曜日の144回目のナリチーガズワークショップで、宇宙テクノロジーに関するですね、そういったこともこれから始めていくっていう段階に来てるというね、そういう話が行われたということです。
Would you like to be one of the first humans in space using plasma technology? The Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute is now taking applications for the Man-Originated Zone Habitation and Nutrition Training Program, or MOJAN. The goal of MOJAN is to teach trainees how to create and utilize the magnetically oriented joint habitation and nutrition system that will be used for life in space. Be one of the first humans in space using plasma technology. The 3-month MOJAN training program begins in the fall of 2016. Apply today at mojan.kfssi.org. Trainees will be taught every aspect of plasma technology needed for them to go to space and survive, and will be educated in space ethos. Participants are expected to bring the knowledge forward to the peoples of their nations to prepare them to become peoples of space. Matter propulsion technology. To date on Earth, we use inefficient and costly rocket propulsion technology, which burns fuels to overcome the magnetic gravitational fields of the planet to go to space. We power our rockets, our cars, and our homes by burning matter to release the energy that we convert from one form to another in order to create motion and usable energy. As well, to achieve objectives, rockets, for example, have to carry large and heavy payloads of fuel, which means that they're payload dependent. Matter propulsion technology is very destructive, inefficient, polluting, and wasteful. Now, let's look at the new alternative, plasma technology. Plasma technology uses the properties of the entirety of plasma to create motion, lift, and energy without destroying the characteristics of matter. The system utilizes magnetic and gravitational field interaction to attain positioning and motion. Nothing is burned, there's no waste, and no pollution is created. Plasma technology is efficient and not destructive. Current human scientific achievement is the result of a progressive evolution in science and technology over thousands of years. Plasma technology is the next step in that evolution. It's viable and it's here today. You could be one of the first humans in space using plasma technology. Apply today to the MOJAN training program.
Have you something, Stanley?
Sorry?
Have you something to add to this?
Yeah, I would say, Imimi, now considering that we still didn't get a response from Mr. Keshe, I don't know what's happening on his side.
I'm here.
Oh, welcome, Mr. Keshe. Very
Hi,
fast, I didn't notice.
I've been busy with something I cannot get through. I got to be offline for a little bit, and I come back on again after we start.
Okay, we actually started, let's say, more than half an hour ago. So, how long do you need to come back?
I don't know yet. Do you want me to say hello first?
Yes, please do so. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. I should say good afternoon or good morning to you, as usual, wherever you listen to these teachings. We welcome the Japanese community as the first teaching, Keshe Foundation, KFSSI. We have a lot, and as a lot of you know, we do a lot in Japan. We are highly active in Japan, and the teachings can become part of what we are already achieving in Japan in our work, especially in respect to Fukushima and other researches which we are involved in. We see Japanese studies and Japanese Keshe Foundation group or organizations as a backbone to a lot of good works which has been done by Japanese community up to now.
Mr. Keshe?
Yes.
We have a translator, Imimi, with us. Maybe it's important for him to translate statement by statement.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
Imimi? Imimi, are you with us?
Okay, I'm sorry. In Japanese, right?
Yes, if you can start translating what Mr. Keshe is saying, because otherwise this will be lost for people to understand.
そうです。日本ではですね、もうすでにいろんなことがですね、協力して行われているんですけれども、それについて確認する作業が含まれているかもしれません。今回のミーティングはですね。Okay.
Okay, Mr. Keshe, if you can continue, please.
Okay, no problem. What we are looking at, hopefully you will enjoy, is sharing knowledge and bringing some knowledge, new knowledge to us. And hopefully together we'll set the next step for the Japan Keshe Foundation. The research which we are doing now in Japan is very fundamental. And in the coming weeks, we'll come back to you that how, as knowledge seekers and people who are around the foundation in Japan, to take this knowledge into public. There are a lot of new research papers which are coming out of Keshe Foundation Tokyo, and I hope that you can support us to change and deliver this technology as a whole in Japan. If you want to translate, please.
Okay. 私たちはまだその情報を、ケッシュファンデーションからの情報をですね、シェアして、その後、ケッシュファンデーション、ネクストステップにするっていう、そういう段階なんですけれども、実は、日本の研究者たちはですね、ケッシュファンデーションと、かなり協力して、研究者がですね、物事を進めていると。両方からですね、アプローチして、さらに発展していこうという、そういうことをケッシュ学生はおっしゃっています。
I stay quiet and you can start teaching, and congratulations for being able to set this thing up. And hopefully we can support you to go further in both in teaching and learning. Thank you very much.
日本のですね、こういうミーティングが設けられて、ことができてですね、おめでとうございます。で、私たちはさらに教えてですね、さらにネクストステップ、次のステップに進みたいと思います。
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. We honestly didn't prepare much more than what we already said with Jackie for today. So maybe, Mimi, if people have any questions at this point, that would be the good time to answer a few, and then we stop for today and prepare more for the next time. And you had also the questions if Mr. Keshe will be teaching for a few weeks. Maybe you can speak now about this part.
ケッシュ博士がもし私たちが必要であれば教えてくださるということなので、それをちょっと話し合ってですね、ケッシュ博士にお願いしたらいいと思います、今後ですね。
So either people, if they come with questions, or you ask now, and while Mr. Keshe is still with us, so we can give you an answer.
Sandy, could you explain again? You mean as for the question from the participant? No?
Okay.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Probably people, I see people are writing something in chat. Probably they have certain questions about the technology itself or the teachings. What are their expectations? What is going to happen in the next teachings in Japanese? You remember you were asking me before if Mr. Keshe will be teaching once per week in the next weeks. So now you can get an answer for that part. Will Mr. Keshe teach, or actually it's up to you guys to prepare the teaching each week? I already explained to you how our schema is working for the public teachings, and later on you can get in contact with Jackie also for the private teachings to see. I don't know your people yet, how many of you are already practicing this technology?
Some people have studied a lot, but the other people not. So it depends on the people.
Are there any? Yeah. Do you
Perhaps, perhaps Stanley, we can just make clear how we will continue on the public teaching in Japanese. Perhaps explain one time again how it works.
Okay.
One, we need to have an official teacher in Japanese. And this person will take the lead of the teaching for the public Japanese. How you become a teacher as the Keshe Foundation? First, you need to apply. You need to be a student of the KFSSI. This is the first step, because if we want to teach the technology, you need to study first the technology, and this is on the private teaching of the KFSSI. Then you need to send me an email to education. Can you type in the chat the email, Stanley?
Okay. You're talking about the URL for the...
No, just they send me an email with a little background and why they want to teach.
Uh-huh.
And just send to education or Jackie, I don't know what is the best.
Okay, I'm typing.
So you send an email and then you go through a security process and you get activate as active teacher of the Keshe Foundation. Then we set up a date and time every week. We said, for example, okay, every Sunday at 1 p.m. you choose the time, the best time who fits for you in Japanese, and every week we give the teachings. Public teaching for Japanese. You can have one teacher, you can have 10 different teachers, depend of the willingness and the level of the teachers, the people who want to become the teacher for the Japanese nation. When this is in place, when the public teaching are on the road, then we establish another date and time for the private teaching. For the people who want to know more about the technology, they want to get more in depth, they can apply as private students, and you will have two. And then when you have a big community, for example, you have 100 students, we can have all the days of the week, the private teaching in Japanese, for example. But we need to have enough students to get more teachings. So this is the organization of the KFSSI education regarding the different languages. If you want to translate this. please.
Okay, I want to confirm some
Yep.
point. As for teacher, what kind of topic do they teach? As for the plasma energy or many kind of things?
Perhaps you can translate this and I answer your question just after. It's okay for you?
Okay.
Yeah.
まずですね、ケッシュファンデーションでは、正式なというか、きちんとした形で、プラズマテクノロジーについて教育する、そういうシステムが出来上がっているんですね。まず最初に、先生を選ばなければいけないと。で、その先生というのは、ケッシュファンデーションの、学校というか、そういうところで教育機関で、まず学ばなければいけない。きちんとEメールでエントリーをして、で、決まっていくんですね。その次に、プライベートティーチングが行われると。で、その生徒っていうのは、数はいくらでも100名でもいいんですけれども、そういった感じできちんと、まず先生を決めて、それで、きちんとした形でプラズマテクノロジーについて学べるという、そういうシステムがあるようですね。OK。
Okay, perfect. So I will explain you how it works, what we are giving. So we speak, let me just make like that. On the public teaching, we try to fit with the knowledge seekers workshop, you know, because in English, this is the knowledge seekers workshop, where are the public teaching, you know. So the work of the teachers is to take this public teaching from Mr. Keshe. Let me just choose the right color. And to make a summary of the workshop, and then they can play some parts of the workshop, because in 2 or 3 hours you can't play everything. You need to choose some part, the most interesting or the most important for your community, and you translate it live, this part of the workshop. You translate it live. Okay. Then you open a Q&A on the workshop if people have questions regarding this workshop. And then at the end of the public teaching in Japanese, you open a general Q&A where the people can ask some questions. And we allow and we want the people come and share the knowledge they gain, and come and share with the community what they have found and when they are in the research. And you build one step after all by gradient your community, and you start growing and growing and growing your community. And you will have some people who apply as medical. On the medical teaching, you will have some people who will apply on agriculture, you will have some people who join the private teaching, and you will have more teachers, more sharing of knowledge, more everything.
Mimi, can you describe this to people now? What we are looking forward to, and later on, I suggest we should talk about who are the first candidates on your side to continue with the public teachings in Japanese this way, what Jackie described. So please first explain to your people in Japanese what Jackie just said, and then we continue discussion in that direction.
Okay. まずですね、先生になるためには、たくさんあるナレッジシーカーズワークショップの中で、それをセレクトして、で、サマリーを作る、要約を作るんですね。つまり先生になろうとするための資格を得るテストですね。例えば、4時間ぐらいの中で、それを全部やるわけにいかないので、好きなところを選んで、で、2、3時間、例えば、2、30分とか選んで、 要約を作るんですね。で、それに対して、まずテストを受けて先生がね、Q&A を受けていく。で、その後、パブリックティーチングで、さらに一般からの Q&A を募ってですね、で、それに対する受け答えをして、で、その後、さらに情報をシェアしていく。そういう流れになるんです。先生をまず養成するっていうですね。で、たくさんの先生を作って、メディカルとかアグリカルチャーとかね、様々な分野で教える人たちを増やしていく。そういうシステムになっています。OK.
And the whole goal is first to found peace for each individual, then to try to bring peace in Japan, and then to bring peace on this planet and reach the universal community. This is the true goal of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute.
ピース、いかにしてピースを作るか。まず小さなコミュニティから始めて、でそれが日本全体でそのピース、平和ができて、でさらにそれが宇宙規模でのピースになる。それがケーシファウンデーションが目指しているところなんです。そうです。
And then just to finish, and then we will discuss how imagine they can make this beautiful not work, because it's not a work, it's a pleasure, it's a gift. And in the private teaching, it's exactly the same setup, but we are not talking regarding the public knowledge seekers workshop. We are speaking with the, let me just, here you will get access. I can't show you, but I can show you the page where you will go. You will go in that place, and in that place you will have all the previous recording teaching in every languages. So all the private teaching videos will be there. And during the week in English, we go through some past teaching of Mr. Keshe, and you just take exactly the same as the Knowledge Seekers Workshop. You make a summary, you translate some parts live, and you explain and you share the knowledge of this teaching on private. The difference with the public and private teaching, on the public teaching, we are more focused on the matter level. On the private teaching, Mr. Keshe is really taught as the true plasma technology and the relation between the soul, the emotion, and the matter, and how to come from the matter through the emotion, reach the soul, and from the soul create whatever we want. This is the process of the creation, and we go more in depth in this process, how to reach that point. You can translate this.
The right side, I don't understand exactly what do you mean. So please repeat again.
Yeah.
Soul, emotion, matter, the relationship.
Yeah, because it's like Mr. Keshe said, you have different level. We start from the matter state, okay?
Yes.
For example, he speak regarding, we start with a copper wire. Okay, this is the matter state.
Yes.
Then we go on the nano coating, we go on the nano scale. Okay.
Yes.
Then, through another condition, we go through the GANS state. And then from the GANS, we go to the liquid plasma and to the free plasma, the field plasma. And on the private teaching, we go through all this process in a really depth understanding of all. We go from this to this. And when we reach that free plasma or the field plasma, how we can create and interact with the matter state and create new energy, new food, new transportation to bring man into space. And this is the true teaching in the private teachings.
I understand.
And this is 13 hours per week. So this is why we have much more time to discuss all this, because we have time. We can go in depth of all these theories, you know, because we have much more time to discuss.
Okay. プライベートティーチングっていうのはですね、ケシ博士が前言われてたようにですね、マターステート、物質からですね、ナノステート、ナノ状態になって、さらにガンズステート、ガンズ状態になって、でさらにリキッドプラズマ、液体のプラズマ、でさらにフリープラズマっていうように、いろんな状態変化があって、でまた再び、物質に戻っていくわけですよね。でそれで農業とか医療とかね、エネルギー分野とかさまざまなところに、それを使っていくっていう、それを得るのがパブリックティーチングの目的だということですね。
So I hope it's clear. And if people have some questions, they can ask the questions, open the mic. Or if some people said, okay, I'm ready, I want to join, they can speak too, no problem. Or after the meeting, send me the email on the link that, on the email address that Stanley have put on the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can translate it.
その質問があったらですね、スタンディでもジャッキーでもいいので、後で聞いてくださいということですね。
Okay, Mimi. So what I would like you to say to people now, because I understood wrong, I thought that there is something more that it will be taught from Mr. Keshe in these first teachings in Japanese, but actually what you need to explain to them that we gathered today to start the teachings in Japanese, that KFSI Education is looking forward to get the first candidates, teachers that can take over the public teachings in Japanese and teach once per week at least how you will establish at the most appropriate time for Japan by the schema that was presented by Jackie. You understand? We actually need somebody of you to start teaching in Japanese language, taking the public teaching from Thursday as a base and translating it, the parts of this teaching, the most important parts of this teaching to Japanese language and teaching this way the people at least once per week as a public teaching in Japanese. Then once this starts, we need candidates on your side that are already experimenting this technology for some time. They understand enough that they get in contact with us, that we prepare also for the private teachings in Japanese, right? So it's up to you, the Japanese speaking community, to find out, to bring the candidates forward that can take over these teachings, because we have a lot of knowledge already available in all the recordings of the private teachings and all the recordings of the public teachings. What we need to do with you, with the Japanese speaking community, we need somebody that will constantly, once per week, bring forward what's happening in the public teachings in English, and then more candidates that will actually actively teaching the knowledge that already exists and it's already recorded, plus the knowledge that will come forward by the people in your research in Japan. So if you can somehow summarize this to the people, that they understand that they're not here only to receive the lecture, but it's about for you guys to start and continue this mission like we are already doing in other languages. Currently, we are teaching already in 12 or 13 languages. German, French, Dutch, Hungarian, Romanian, Polish, Chinese, Vietnamese, and so on, you know. So we would like to add to this family of the languages also Japanese language, but we need volunteers among you that would like to go on this mission with us. So we are giving you full support, Jackie and me, and the KFSI education, and but it's up to you guys to move forward and actually do the thing. Can you summarize this to people to understand, please?
Firstly, I want to confirm that I have no idea how many candidates will be corrected. So,
actually, we need one. Usually at the beginning, we need one of you. It can be you, it can be somebody else that comes forward and says, I am willing to have a public teaching, I don't know, 1 hour per week, 2 hours per week. It will happen each Thursday in the evening, for example, you know, Japanese evening, or on Friday maybe because you are ahead of time. So that candidate will follow the public teaching in English, prepare himself or herself for the public teaching in Japanese, and this volunteer will get from us the ID. Actually, the public teachings will continue on this ID that you can see now, Zoom ID 894248311, and he will get also the account, Zoom account, that when he joins this ID, he will become a host. He will start the recording and everything, and the information that this one needs can be obtained from us, right? Like what to put as a background, how to play the recording, how to deal with the Zoom, and so on, you know? So somebody who is willing to devote this time to actually start with the public teaching in Japanese. And then next step is private teachings, right? Where one of you can host the teaching, and then the teacher is coming in as a participant, sharing screen, sharing sound, talking through the microphone. So actually teaching the Japanese speaking community the plasma science and technology. Do you understand that part?
Okay, I translate.
So please explain this to people that they understand why we are here and what is going to happen next. And then we talk about if you will be the candidate for public teachers or somebody else. Okay, go ahead.
まずですね、日本でもこれからその具体的にケッシュファンデーションのその教育システムを作っていかなきゃいけないんですけど、まず先生が必要なんですね。先生を集めて、でそれでもっと日本人向けのそういう教育の場を作っていかなきゃいけない。で、その候補者をが必要なんだっていうこと。先生になりたい人、ケッシュファンデーションのティーチャーになりたい人っていうのをまず集めなきゃいけないっていう、そういう流れです。それまず先生を育成してから、パブリックティーチングでプライベートティーチングっていう流れですね。で、日本独自のその教育システムにしていかなきゃいけない。そういうことです。Okay.
Yes, now we need to listen to the people, what they have to say, what they understand, if they have questions or somebody interested, let the people talk.
And those who are among viewers, you can hear us, but you can talk only if we promote you to panelists. This is how the Zoom software works. So you can see on your screen raise hand. When you click the raise hand, I see that. I promote you to the panelist mode. You can unmute and talk. You talk in Japanese, and then Imimi will translate, and this is the way how we will be talking here. Later on in Japanese teachings, you will be mostly talking in Japanese, right? And maybe just playing the certain recording in English. And then from time to time, you will maybe invite some teachers that are talking in other language, English or any other language, and somebody of you will be translating directly. You will have the guest teachers inside if you want to. Depends on how the one who will be putting the content together will structure the teachings in the future.
もし先生になりたいという人がいたら、画面でね、スタディとか見れるんで、手を挙げてください。で、それで、コンタクト取って、で、私が通訳するということになったみたい。はい。で、先生になりたい人はぜひ、その、意思表示を示してください。なりたい人はですね。はい。OK。
So please unmute, and if someone want to, someone raise their hand, we will promote in the panel list.
Hello, I've got something to say. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, what kind of skill do you expect to be a teacher? Obviously, you have to. We have to understand English first, and we have to be able to translate in Japanese, right?
Correct.
And then finally, in your explanation, you mentioned something that we have to be a translator, like a simultaneous translating. Is that something that you would expect us to as a skill? Because that's pretty, high expectations. There are not many people who can actually translate simultaneously. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I totally understand you.
Okay.
You can work as a team. For example, in some countries, they have one people who make the live translation. Is a really good translator, but sometimes he doesn't really, is not a knowledge seeker.
Mm-hmm.
And you have another person who acts more as he answers the questions from the people, for example.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And in some community, we have different teachers with different skills. For example, we have some teachers who are more advanced in the medical aspect. We have teachers who are more advanced on the agriculture. And you can build a team of teachers with different skills. It's the beauty of this plasma technology. We are all equal, but we have all different skills and ability. And we need to put all these skills and ability together to bring a beautiful new plasma,
Right.
So but first, the first condition, what we are looking for, it's the people who respect the ethos of the Keshe Foundation. We are looking for dedicated people who want to bring peace on this planet, and people who are willing to give unconditionally without waiting anything in return, coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the first skill these people need to have, and really speaking and teaching with the soul, because they want to achieve peace on this planet. They want this, and this is, in my point of view, the first condition.
Okay, that's clear.
And
please go ahead.
The last things, we are more messenger than teacher, because Mr. Keshe give us the knowledge, the technology, and now we need to be able to take this knowledge and translate for the people all over the planet. So we are more messenger than teacher. So this is why at the beginning, you need to have some good skills in English. because you can't give a message if you don't understand the message, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I have a big passion, I'm very enthusiastic to bring the peace to the earth, and that's actually, I have the same intention with you. And I don't have a big worry about English because I use English every day, and working for Italian company, I'm quite used to the European accent as well. But I don't have any specialties in physics or any scientific field. So that's one of my big concerns. So if you, in your explanation, if you can, teach me or probably the fundamental knowledge about this kind of technology, or I can probably find a partner who have a certain knowledge about this technology, that should work, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
First of all, you shouldn't worry. Yeah. First of all, you shouldn't worry if you don't have the scientific knowledge from the specific field like physics or chemistry, because this science and this technology are so basic that anyone can actually do most of it. Okay, Jackie, go ahead. What you wanted to explain at that part?
Well, I think you really well understand, and with someone who can help you, knowledge seekers who are really advanced, he can answer the technical questions.
Right.
Like I said, you need to build a team. We are looking for people who said, okay, I want a change. I want bring peace on this planet, and I want to take responsibility to bring this to Japan first, and then to the whole planet Earth. And then it's just the intention, because if you don't have the intention to make this, you will never do this. So the intention is more important than the technical skills.
Okay. So, maybe I should translate what we have, had as a conversation for the last 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
このケションファンデーションを日本で立ち上げるにあたって、まずやはり日本語をしっかりと、英語と、合わせてそれを理解して、それを日本の皆さんに伝えるスキルと、時によっては同時通訳のようなスキルも求められるんじゃないかっていうところで多少不安があったっていう点が1点。あとやはり科学的な技術、専門知識等がないと、なかなかこういうことは難しいんじゃないっていうところがあって、それをちょっと、確認で質問させていただいたんですけども、その辺は専門な知識を持っている人と、それが必ずしも英語をしゃべる必要はないんですけども、チームを作ってうまくそこで役割分担をすることで、ワークショップをすることも可能だと思いますし、実際に、九州財団が持っている技術というのは、科学的なバックフィールドが、ものすごく豊富である必要もなく、本当に生活に根付いた簡単な知識を中心にできることであると思うので、そういった意味では、まず英語がしっかりと理解できるのであれば、十分に、その先生というものを、なることはできるんじゃないかということで、その辺、ちょっと私が気になっているところなので、質問させていただきました。
すみません、お名前なんて言ったの？
私、かなたというもので、申し遅れました。すみません。はい。
後でじゃあ、メッセージください。いろいろ話し合いたいんで。
イミミさんには Facebook で、はい、もうコンタクトさせていただいてます。
そうですか。すみません、ありがとうございます。
Okay, my question is done. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And it's beautiful. You have already 2 beautiful translators. It's wonderful. I know you have some really advanced knowledge seekers in Japan who can really help you on the technical part. And I'm sure, because I see the Facebook page, the Japan group, you are you have really nice intention and you are really great people. And I have absolutely no doubt that in a few weeks or months, you will have beautiful teaching in Japanese. I have absolutely no doubt.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that a few people are very excited and wanting to be first teachers, including me.
Yeah. And the true motto of today, I can resume in one word, you know, is just start. It's the first step. Okay, I do it, I start. The date, time, second teaching in Japanese, and then all will follow.
Yeah, somebody has to be brave enough among you and start, and then you will see people will start coming forward and join you in the effort, and this is how everything will evolve.
And you know, I can give you my example because I was the first who said, okay, I will start in French, and we start in French, and now all the other languages follow. And this is beautiful to see the spreading of the knowledge of this technology, and it's going so fast, and we are really amazed by all the progress with all the different communities. And we will be really honored as the Keshe Foundation to welcome you on this beautiful adventure. Okay. It was some other people who have raised their hand, so perhaps they have something to say.
Maybe you ask them in Japanese if anybody has the question, so they can talk in Japanese and then you translate.
日本語で質問してください。質問ある方。
中澤と申します。イミミさん、あなたにちょっと途中で Facebook でメッセージを送ったと思うんですけれども、
はい。
途中で電源が切れてしまって、実は途中の会話は聞こえてない状態なんですね。で、もしまだ僕の質問がまだ質問がされてない状態であれば質問したいと思います。
してないです。ケイシ博士がちょっと今、用事があって、外出中なので、本当はもう始まってる時間なんですけど、講義があって、その後質問タイムになるので。
じゃあちょっと今まだ控えたいと思います。
そうですね。はい。わかりました。
はい。
Anything to translate from that question? Do you need any information?
他に質問とか、インフォメーションあれば。
For those of you understanding English, what I'm sharing with you now on screen, there are also 3 books from Mr. Keshe, written by Mr. Keshe years ago. You can see now the book number 1, The Universal Order of Creation of Matters, and then the book number 2, The Structure of the Light, and the book number 3, The Origin of the Universe. Those interested in reading the books, I can tell these books are not written in the traditional scientific way. There is no formula inside. There is no extensive math knowledge or, I don't know, knowledge from physics or chemistry needed to read this book. So I encourage anyone who have this inner feeling that would like to learn this plasma science and knowledge, do not hesitate to take the books and read them. You will see, you will have to read them many times because the knowledge described in the book is so vast, so huge, that it's simply hard to comprehend everything in the first reading. But you will see the progress day by day, week by week. You will understand what Mr. Keshe is saying in these books. Besides that, you have teachings that will now start in Japanese. You have teachings that are already running in other languages, and if you will have the subtitles in Japanese, you will be able to follow those too. And if any one of you will accept the challenge to translate these books into Japanese language, we are welcoming that volunteer too. It's for you guys. If you create the translation of these books, Keshe Foundation will finance the printing of the book, and this way the Japanese-speaking community can get also these 3 books in Japanese language, which means this will speed up the spread of knowledge even more. And it's good for all of us. You see from the introduction movie what mission we are on, right? It's to establish the peace on earth, it's to establish the same conditions for everyone, and it's for those that are interested in to prepare ourselves to join the universal community and actually start traveling in space, not in the old-fashioned way that we already know, in the space shuttles and rockets and spacesuits, but in a different way. This time with the spaceships where you can carry 1G conditions from planet Earth anywhere in space, right? And you travel faster than a light speed. Something what sounded like a science fiction yesterday is today with this technology, with this knowledge, totally normal thing. And the visitors that we see in the sky, and we are asking ourselves, are they real? Are these the beings coming from the universe? Yes, the answer is they are real. They're pretty real and they're peaceful. Nobody's attacking us. What the message that is portrayed in the mainstream media that the beings from space are evil, that they will attack us, well, they're all wrong. They could already attack us because they have better technology than we have. And because they can travel to us, we can't travel to them. Now it's the time that we learn that technology, that knowledge, how actually we can travel out of boundary of the planet Earth, out of boundary of the solar system, and enjoy the life even more. Enjoy our journeys in the deep space and learning not only about the planet Earth, but also beyond the planet Earth. So I think that each and everyone can find something in that. Somebody needs only peace on planet Earth because we are sick of the wars. And somebody else needs just the normal conditions to live the life decently on the planet Earth, not in poverty or in inequality, because the level of knowledge that the universe has is not for inequality, poverty, and wars, but it's the level of knowledge that everybody can enjoy the life. And then for those that are interested in more than that, that are asking themselves all the time, who are we? Why are we presented in such physicality on this planet? Is this all that represents our life, or there is something behind that? Like we hear a lot talking about the soul, but what is the soul? Well, now with this knowledge, you can finally learn. And you, not that you learn in theory, you can prove everything in your house as an experiment. You can actually create gravity as it is created on the planet Earth, and you can do anything that the world of creation is capable to do today. It means you can understand how we were created as the human beings, how other beings were created, and you can finally understand that there are more beings among us. It's not only us. We think that it's only us because we don't see anything else with our eyes. But once you learn about plasma technology and how our eyes is sending the information through, and while we don't see other beings among us, you will also learn the ways how we can see them, how we can communicate with them. So it's a lot at stake. It's just up to us to decide who wants what. But what is in common? Peace. Peace and equality. Because we, as Keshe Foundation, we don't see the country borders anymore. Because we understand that we are the one. we are the humans from planet Earth, which the only barrier that they have, or we have, is the language, because we communicate through the vocal cords, and we are using the language for that. And only language is actually keeping us separate until we come over and start talking the same. And this is what is our mission: one planet, one nation, one race, and let's create the peace on earth once for all. And for those interested for more, join the universal community, start traveling in space. It's a long journey in front of us, and I would like one of the translators to summarize this message to Japanese speaking people, that they understand what is it all about, and what they can decide to take as a challenge in the next part of their lives. Please go ahead, translate this. I know it's not, but try to summarize, and then I can repeat the parts if you wish.
英語ができる人ですね、ケッシュ博士は3冊の本を書いているので、それをぜひ読んでみてください。で、もし可能ならば翻訳して、いずれはそれが出版できるようにしたいと。で、我々の知らない宇宙がそこに書かれている。プラズマから見たその宇宙というものがあって、それを知ることによって、さらに我々の可能性が広がっていくんだ。っていう感じなんですけど、とても長かったんで。So, Stanley, you need the people who can read the textbooks, and then maybe you need the translator for the textbooks, right? You said first, I think.
Can you repeat that one? I didn't understand well. That we need the translator for?
You need the translator, right, to translate the case 3 books.
Yes, this is what I also proposed. We are looking forward, as Keshe Foundation, we are looking forward for somebody who would translate these books, that the Japanese-speaking community can read the books if they don't, for those that don't understand English, of course. You see, there is many challenges that we need the volunteers to accept. You know, one is somebody who will start with the public teachings, right? And then find that one will find the people that will help him on this journey. And then we need teachers for the private teachings in Japanese, right? I believe many of us are already practicing this technology, and those can already take over the private teachings. It's just to communicate this with us, take over the IDs for Zoom, and start. And then one to translate the books. And then another group of people to translate the recordings, as many as possible, to write the subtitles in Japanese, right? We are creating the subtitles in English. You can get these files, translate to Japanese, and then we upload them for the public teachings to the YouTube and education side, for private teachings on the education side. You know, then you need for private teachings also the teachers that will present something what you people are doing in Japan. You know, so somebody needs to coordinate this on your side, right? So it will always be 1 or 2 or 3 people that will be taking on challenge how to coordinate these private teachings, that each teaching will have the certain content prepared in advance with some presentation files, maybe video recorded, maybe writing on the whiteboard, which exists digitally in Zoom, and so on, you know. So you just need to start, and we suggest that you start with public teachings in Japanese, and then in these teachings you will call people for translating the books, translating the English to Japanese subtitles, preparing for the private teachings in English for the first one. Maybe the first private teaching in Japanese will start for 1 hour per week. And then when you will have enough teachers, you will extend to 2 hours, 3 hours. Maybe you will decide to have it 1 hour this day, 1 hour another day, and so on, right? So somebody needs to start, and then this community is growing, and then the candidates or volunteers among you will come forward and say, look, I would like to contribute too. Because all that I was talking now about is contributing to one thing for sure: peace on planet Earth, right? Because if we spread this knowledge, if people learn how they can be independent and happy, how they can provide the energy, the food, the shelter, the temperature is not the problem anymore, they will start understanding how easy the life can be, that you don't need to go through the long process providing money to actually survive on the planet, right? And then the transport, the agriculture, health, and then the traveling outside the boundaries of the planet, this all comes afterwards. So if you, most of you, yeah, okay, try to convey this message in Japanese, yes.
まずですね、プライベートティーチングをとにかく始めたいと、みんなで募ってですね、勉強する場、そのために、いろんな力が必要で、本を訳してくれる人、動画を訳してくれる人、まだまだその知識をまずは始めようということですね。まずはスタートすれば、あとは他の人がね、手助けしてくれるので、ということですね。まずはまず英語で知識を集めて、それで下にも始めてみようという、そういうことです。はい。
ムーミンさんいいですか？
はい。
大重ですが。
はい。
語学的にそういうことが全く分からなくても、そのフリーエネルギーが世の中の今の世界の問題の一番要だと思うんですよ。
はい。
そこを伝えていきたいとは、まあ、常々思ってるんですけど。英語ことが全くわからない。話せない、ね。
英語だけです。英語ですよね。英語を話せなくても、フリーエネルギーを伝えていけるかっていうことですか？
うん、そうですね。
He said that he cannot speak English, but he wants to spread free energy in the world. Is it possible?
If it's possible to spread the free energy.
Yes, but he cannot speak English.
It's not a problem if he does not speak English. This is why we are here today, right? So those of you that speak English will help spreading the knowledge from the English-speaking community to the Japanese-speaking community. He will add within the Japanese-speaking community. Somebody of you will write down the Japanese subtitles for the teaching that this gentleman will do in the future, and somebody will translate back to English, and then it will be translated back to other languages. So you see, you already have a model how to spread the knowledge back and forth, no matter the language, right? So here we are today, that we can bring this knowledge closer to the people that do not understand other language than Japanese. And you are a huge community, and you will do a lot of job within the community, but you will still keep on sharing back and forth. All the knowledge that we have available is available to you. And the knowledge that you will add on top will be available, you will be sharing back with us. This is the simple model. We are not working on patents anymore. We are not protecting the knowledge, hiding it behind monopolies. All the knowledge, as you can see in the Keshe Foundation community, is available to everyone, right? And no matter that we are dealing with big discoveries, like we know how to get rid of cancer and actually practically any disease that the humans have on planet Earth, we already have results, and the scientists in your region, in Japan, are working heavily and already providing products. So you need to learn about that, what's happening in your country, that you already have a very successful plasma scientist, and they're already delivering the first results. So in health, we are very successful in providing food. We already understand a lot how to survive without, how do we call this, eating solid food. And we need to learn more altogether. And in transport, we expect to show off the flight system before the end of this year. But if you go and search for the information, you will find out that Iran took the drone out of the sky with this technology, just simply hovering with a spaceship over the drone and taking it down. It's very easy. It's like two magnets moving to each other according to the fields. Imagine you create a sphere around yourself with the magnetic field strength of the moon, you will be pulled to the moon. Something what was science fiction for us, because we thought that only the rockets can bring you to the moon. This technology is making it available. And no matter the language, we need to share. So this gentleman that said, I understand only Japanese, no problem. Some of you understand two languages, so you will be the bridge between this gentleman and the other part. And then one day, I believe, the sharing will be so fast that this gentleman will understand from experiments, from everything what people will do, no matter the language they speak, what they're working on. And the language is the only obstacle we have. We just need to start sharing.
Please wait, I'm translating.
Okay.
英語はもし話せなくてもね、日本語でも2つの言語を理解できる人が必ずいるので、で、お互いにその駆け足をして、知識の駆け足をしていけば、問題ないと。そういうことですよね、結論的に。
まあ、コミュニティみたいなものを作って、その中でみんなで協力し合って、足りないものをみんなで補っていけばっていうことですよね。
そうですね。英語ができる人は必ずいるんで、で、それで知識をお互いに共有し合っていけば、大丈夫だろう。
なるほど。今の世の中のすべての問題っていうのは、全部エネルギー権益に絡んできてると思うんですよね。だからフリーエネルギーが、すべての問題の鍵だと思うんですよ。
もう少し具体的に言ってもらいますか。例えば。
いわゆる、オイル利権とかそういう、要はエネルギー権益を牛耳ってる人たちが今コントロールしてるわけじゃないですか。
はい。
だからその辺のフリーエネルギーが、まあ、ニコラス・テスラ以降、こう、ずっと出てこれなかったっていうのはそういう原因ですよね。
はい。
だからその問題が解決していけば、みんながこう、なんて言うんだろう、自分のやりたいことをどんどん技術を伸ばしていったりとか、そういうことがどんどんできる時代になってくると思うんですよね。だからそこだけのこう解決策が今までその圧力がかかったりとかしたものを、誰も止められないような流れを作ることで、解決していければなっていうふうに思ってるんですけどね。
野林さん聞いてますか？野林さん。カナタさん聞いてます？さっき話された方。
聞いてます。
訳せます？
ばっくりとは、はい。
お願いします。
すいません。
Stanley, are you with us right now?
Yes.
Can I translate just what the other guy said?
Yes, please.
Okay, so free energy has been invented by Nikola Tesla in somewhat like 100 years ago, that it had been available throughout the world because of the there has been under pressure of another people who is probably ruling the world and just exclusively having the fossil oil industry or something like that. And do you still feel or have this kind of pressure to spread this new knowledge and anything that relates to fossil oil industry is actually the current the world system, so that the free energy, the invention of free energy is actually the key to the new world, and it's actually start off with that technology, and it's obviously the most important. So it's rather important that we focus on that point. I know that agriculture and medics and everything else, that's also important, but I think we start off with the free energy. That's the most people really wanted to know.
Yes, I know that the free energy is attractive to most of us, and I agree it is important, but if you look at the health aspect, it's almost the same important, if not more. To answer you where you began the question, we are all aware what Nikola Tesla did in the past. Without him, we wouldn't have electricity. And we are aware also of the lobbies, how they, how to say, pressed on him at that time, the JP Morgan investor, to put the electricity on counters, right? And now we are having the electricity on the counter today, and we need to pay by the counter how much we. And Nikola Tesla's idea was different. He said, I would like to give this to people for free, right? This is the natural resource. This is something what people should have. And he wanted to go forward, not to have electricity only on cables, but also wirelessly. And they stopped him because they were aware that if they put this on cables, then they have to build up the grid, and there will be a lot of profits, a lot of money will move through that business. And we learned from that wasn't the best move that they made at that time. And if we look at the planet Earth, in what position it is today, can we afford ourselves to run everything on fossil fuels? I think the answer is no, we can't afford, because we already overloaded the planet Earth with the way how we are using the resources, right? If you just look at the fracking operations that are happening in the world right now, I mean, the planet Earth is a living being. Imagine that somebody is performing fracking operation on your skin. How would you feel? Probably you would like to try to get rid of intruders, right? And the planet Earth is doing this in its own way, shaking with the earthquakes and who knows what else to get rid of those intruders that are doing the fracking operation, right? So why do we do all this? Because we didn't learn anything better, or because the knowledge was suppressed at a certain moment by the lobbies, what you people already brought forward in this question. So yes, the opposition is out there, it's building up, we are aware of it, but do we have any other chance? Do we have any other path? I don't believe so. So Keshe Foundation is spreading this knowledge which belongs to people, thanks to Mr. Keshe, who actually worked for decades on discovering all this, discovering the gravity, discovering everything that comes out of it. Once you learn about the magravs, magnetical gravitational property, which is not in the official books in school yet, you understand the creation, you understand practically everything. And the problem is that we were so brainwashed, and we are still, by the current schooling system, by the current system established on the planet Earth, that even that we have everything in front of our noses, we still can't get rid of the old way of thinking. We are thinking through the matter. We are thinking through the products that are available on shelf now. We are thinking through the systems that are established for electricity, for the water, for the heat, for the food supply, even for the health supply. We think about doctors and hospitals and pharmacy because we didn't learn any better. Of course, people already started to find out in the recent years that the certain medical knowledge is not sufficient because simply certain diseases are still not eradicated. We are still suffering and dying from cancer, from Alzheimer, from ALS, from I don't know what else. The level of technology is so high on one side, but on another side, we are still suffering from the same as decades ago. It somehow doesn't add up, right? And traveling in space, if we look at the space shuttle, 9 minutes, the big orange tank of the hydrogen and oxygen needed to overcome the 100 kilometers to get into the zero gravity environment, somehow it doesn't add up. Something is wrong, right? And then if, of course, we all believe to Einstein that his equation is correct, that we cannot travel faster than time. And that stopped us quite a lot because we thought that we will never be reaching the stars out there because they are too far away. Now we need to stop this way of thinking, mentality, and we need to move forward. We need to start exploring this science, this knowledge, and not only from the energy point of view. The energy point of view is brought forward just because people are so attracted to it. The idea that we would be independent from the power grid attracts a lot of us. But once you realize what is needed to establish the peace on planet Earth, no more wars, no more poverty, you see that it's not just the energy problem. So we need to learn all this. But some of you will be working more on the energy, on the power generator. I don't know if your people already know that we have the generator done. It's on the table. We already presented this. It's on the internet, it's on the YouTube. You have a fridge, a microwave, hair dryer, toaster, heating device, all this running on one table without being connected to any power grid. We are tapping into the universal energy, into the plasma. And one thing, plasma, the word plasma that we are using, it's not exactly the same as the word describes in the official physics, right? You just need to understand what do we mean by plasma and how do we tap into the energy. So we already have this done. Everybody of you can repeat that at home on his table. And so we actually, practically, we already solved the energy problem. Now we need to find out how do we do the transition, right? Because the current lobbies, the current system will not just give up. You know, we can't do the havoc on Earth, the mayhem. We can't create that. We need to do it in the wise way, right? That, but one thing is true. We can be independent of the energy supply, independent of the food supply, independent of the medical supply. Okay, we still need the surgeon. If you get involved in the accident where your physicality, your body is torn apart, you need the surgeon to put you together. There is no other way. But for all other diseases that are more or less based on the emotional part, well, we are treating them in seconds without cutting the body, with mostly ingesting the water and breathing the air. That's how easy it is. And I would encourage all of you, do not think only about the energy. Energy, free energy can bring you forward to research more, but you will see that you can get much more from this knowledge. You can actually for the first time become totally independent from planet Earth, which means a lot. It means if something happens to the planet, you can continue your life. In what form? You need to learn, you need to decide to. The life exists in the form of physicality we have now, but the life does not stop when this physicality, our body dies. That's up to you to investigate. And at this time, you can do this scientific way, not just with some theoretical approach. So I don't know if I answered you well enough. Try to translate the parts, and then we see if there is any more question on that.
Okay. It's been a very long talk, so I'll try to translate as much as possible. ニコラ・テスラの発明があり、それによって新しいエネルギーの概念というのが世に登場したとき、で、その過程も歴史も私たちは十分に学習しています。で、例えばそれまでは JP モルガンなどが石油の利権を抑えていて、実際ニコラ・テスラの発明をね、社会的に抹殺したようなことも言われていますが、ニコラ・テスラの発明も結局は物理的な、導線を使っての、エネルギーの伝導を必要とするっていう点においては、またそこに社会的なインフラを必要とするっていう意味においては違う利権を生むだけであるっていうところなんですね。で、ケシ博士のフリーエネルギーというのはワイヤレスで、送電できるっていう点でも、やはりそういった過去の、歴史からもいろいろ学習して、非常に優位性があるっていうところがあると思います。で、まず、皆さんがやはりどうしてもフリーエネルギーにたくさんの注目を集めてしまうのはよくわかるんですけども、まず、この、ワークショップを通じて気づいていただきたいことっていうのは、私たちが当たり前の常識の真実と思っている当たり前の概念をまず壊すところから、すべてのものが有限であり、そして、例えば化石燃料を燃やさないと熱が生まれないとか、そういった概念を壊すことで、新しいものの考え方ができてくる。そうすると、あらゆることは実は一つの真実につながっていて、そこから全ての解決方法が生まれているっていう価値観が見えてくるというふうに考えているということですね。で、それがやはりそのあらゆる分野におけるいろんなワークショップをやるっていうその筋道になっているというようなことがあります。実際にマグレブっていうものがケッシュ財団の、発明したパワーグリッドとして、あらゆる電気製品を動かしていて、そういったものはすでに実質的としてあるわけで、このパワーグリッドの構造は現在の、そしてこれまでの物理学ではとても説明がつかないものになっていると思うんですけど、結局今の常識に縛られていると、その、及ぶ考えも広がっていかないというところで、そういうところにおいても、まず皆さんが、そのフリーエネルギーを一つの突破口として、そこから自分の、世界というか、ものの見方を切り替えていっていただくことをすごく期待していますということで、彼らの研究はそこを皮切りに、これからそれをどういうふうに応用していくかという領域に及んでいて、それが、例えばエネルギーの次は、食べ物であったり、水であったり、あらゆる、疾患、疾病の、治療であったり、そういったものに、今、分岐していってるっていうところですね。地球というものも、一つの生き物であるという考え方において、化石燃料っていうのは言ってみれば、地球をその生き物である地球の許可も得なずに勝手にほじくり出して使ってるわけで、それに対して、地球も、何の了承も得ずに勝手に自分の体を掘られて、やれては、怒ったりするし、何かネガティブな感情が生まれて、それがこういろんな天災、地震ですとか、につながっているという側面もあるので、私たちは、地球から恩恵というか、地球をほじくり返して自分たちを生きていくっていう生き方から、宇宙に存在する、プラズマのエネルギーを活用することで、地球に頼らない、地球から、独立した新しい生き方というのを生み出すことができるんじゃないかということで、それにおいて、まずそのきっかけとしてフリーエナジーをまず捉えていただきたいということで、最後に、疾患、疾病の回復といろいろ言ったんですけど、実はメンタル、例えば、うつ病とか精神病に関わるそういったものの回復 治療に関しても私たちは研鑽を今進めていて、キーワードとしては水を使ってそれをこう散布するような形で人々の治療に当てるような研究も今やっているということで、あらゆる領域に対して今いろんな、アクティビティを分岐していってるかもしれないけど、その一番根幹にあるところっていうのは人々の意識をまず変える。皆さんが常識と今まで信じていたことをまず全部取っ払って新しい価値観で生きていただくことでいろんな世界が広がっていくんじゃないかなというふうに考えているということでした。ばっくりところ。はい。
素晴らしい回答と素晴らしい翻訳をありがとうございました。2011年まで僕ずっと空手の指導者としてやってきたんですけど、
はい、
2011年にもう戦いの時代は終わったと思って、一切やめたんですね。それで、そういうものを人に伝えるっていう、ことに関して、今までそういうことをやってきたので、少しは役に立てるんじゃないかなと思って、まあ、それがそのフリーエネルギーを伝えるっていうことにつながっていけばいいなと思ってるんですけど。
はい。So the questionnaire has been a karate master for the most of his career until 2011. And he's actually felt that he had enough of this career of, like a world of fighting. And there's no more fighting. We have to do something else. And then he met the Keshe's research and his foundation, and he was very intrigued and really fascinated with the research. So he wants to be help or one of the take part in spreading this wonderful technology to the world.
Yes, I deeply agree with you, what you just said. And I congratulate you because you already started the public teachings in Japanese. You see, this is the way how we are sharing. This is the way how it starts. This is the way how you inspire the Japanese-speaking people to look into this technology, learn, spread, and utilize. Utilization is very important. And I don't know if you guys know that the gorgeous Japanese woman joined us in 2000, I think it was 14, Ella, Yukako by the name. She joined us in Senzano in Italy.
No.
Yeah. And she then traveled to Fukushima and met the people there in the lab, and they did the decontamination experiment and actually proved that we have materials how to decontaminate food, soil, anything from radiation, and that later this technology was used to decontaminate Fukushima. But, as with Tesla, this way with other involved, somehow this information didn't come to the surface. So if you have a problem with radiation or pollution of any kind in any part of Japan, I can tell you, go on YouTube and watch, because we recorded everything at that time, how you can actually solve your radiation problem, how you can decontaminate your land, how you can decontaminate your water and that it becomes drinkable again. And for example, in Africa, in Ghana, Benjamin already found out how to decontaminate the rivers, which are heavily polluted in many parts of the world, and especially in many countries of Africa because of the exploitation. I don't know. Those that were looking for gold were contaminating the rivers year after year very heavily. So now today people can't drink water from these resources. We have solutions for all this. You are part of this. You can be very heavily involved in this, decontaminating the planet. So you see, it's not just energy. It's a lot more. It's the way our mentality changes better, the way how we finally contribute to solve the issues on this planet. Because if we are waiting that they will be solved by the politics, that will take so long that probably the planet will not exist anymore. So it's up to us people to start living better and in peace and no poverty. So, and you started. I congratulate you today. This is how you start, and this is how you will continue the mission, and you will prove that only the language was the barrier, and you already overcome this. I am speaking in English, you're speaking in Japanese, and your people understand what we are speaking. And then they start thinking, they go home, they do experiments, they learn more, they find out something new, they bring it back. And your people already did that. They already produced the certain products that will help people around the world eradicate malaria, AIDS. We already have experiments done and proven that you can eradicate these diseases within minutes or hours, depends on the case, and which part of technology do you take. And of course, we will do collaboration with the medical doctors on the certain cases, because it has to be done in the proper way. But when you guys will learn how easy it is and what are the substances, that there is no chemicals needed for that process, it's only the energy and the water, and you will ask yourself, what we have been looking for so long, what have been we have been investing to for so long. Today we have so many scientific researchers with the billions of budgets, and we still eradicate certain parts. Now it's the time for you to help yourself. And then as we help each other, this way we progress. We are not here to create mayhem. We are here to solve things. Go ahead and translate.
Can I translate? Okay. ご質問者の、やはり空手をやっていて、戦いの時代が終わったという考え方には、ものすごく賛同します。で、私たちもやはり今こそ新しい時代の幕開けだというふうに感じていて、実際に日本の皆さんとの協業という意味においては、2013年に、斉藤由香子さんという女性の方が、私も個人的にも知ってるんですが、イタリアに在住していて、ケシュ財団で一緒に仕事をすることになって、福島の地に実際に、日本に来日されて、放射能の除染っていうところに実際に、現地のサンプルを取りながら実績を、取ったこともあります。で、アフリカの、いろんな箇所においても、かなり、汚染された土壌とかの除染というところでも実績があるので、日本で言えば、今、福島のいろんな放射能の問題等々あると思いますが、そういったところの除染においても、ケシ財団のエネルギーとしていろんな技術は多々貢献できるところがあると思いますし、それもすべて皆さんのやはり、これまでの概念が新しく切り開かれることによって、今までとても不可能と思われたことはすべて可能になってくるんじゃないかなというふうに思っています。で、今日この夜こうやって、皆さんとお話をして、言語の壁を越えてお互いでそのように、例えば、自分自身の人生の経験を通じて戦いの時代ではなく、これからは皆さんで平和を広めていくという、そういった考え方を共有できることこそが、今日の第一歩にふさわしい素晴らしいスタートだと思いますし、でここでちょっと話は切り替わるんですが、例えば世の中でいろいろ今まで過去にも、たくさんの人の命を奪ったマラリアとかエイズなどの疾患に関しても、私たちはそういったものを、わずか数分で、治癒できるような技術を、持っていますし、そういったものもこれから、起こるいろんな疾病に対しても引き続き取り組んでいきたいと思いますし、実際に医療業界で働くお医者様等とのコラボレーションなんかも、科学的ないろんな、根拠を、検証を持って実績も積み重ねていきますので、ぜひ、日本の皆さんの知見を合わせながら今後も、ぜひ一歩一歩進んでいきたいと考えているということです。
素晴らしいですね。ありがとうございます。
Thank you much. It's been a wonderful conversation.
Perfect. And if I can just add something, because I think for today we have enough information, then you need to rest a little bit. speak with your soul and decided if you feel that you can, your soul can decide it that you want to make this. But I just want to finish with a really short part of the Mr. Keshe speaking, where we will talk regarding the most difficult things on this technology. And I'm sure you will be amazed of the answer of Mr. Keshe. So he was speaking regarding the matter state, the nano coating, the GANs. Then you are free in that state. And from that state, he said, you can make anything you like. And I just want to play 1 minute and then we will finish on that part. And yeah, let me just play 1 minute of this.
Make anything you like, any position in the universe. You go to Mars, you want to have a wooden toy, you have a copper wire, or you have a plasma, you understand how to make wood, you can make a wooden toy. The knowledge is so simple that the new generation of the children will swim in it like a fish, and the old have to fight against it because it means they cannot swim. That's the biggest difference in the new knowledge. Because we've been too much attached to one status, we can't accept that we can have everything we want.
You understand the biggest problem?
Maybe you want to translate?
Yeah. Do you want we go step by step? You can translate this part, or you can translate.
Kaneda-san, お願いします。
Do we need to play this in the shorter parts that you can translate, or you know to tell in one go? I don't know if we lost translator. Who's translating before? I didn't remember the name. Was Hiroaki or was, I know that Imimi was the one who started.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, this recording that you just played, if maybe you can translate to people this, what Mr. Keshe said.
Can I do that? This is Kanata. I've been translating the whole conversation.
You were the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna tell what the Keshe has said in the last like 1.5 minutes video, right?
Yep.
Okay.
今ケシ博士がちょっと1分半ほどちょっとスピーチされてたと思うんですけど、ここで一つの例え話をしていまして、例えばあなたが火星に行ったとして、でそこで木のおもちゃを作りたいと思ったら、そんなことをちょっととてもできそうにないと思うかもしれませんけども、実際は木を作る方法さえ分かれば、大気からその木を生み出して、でその木からおもちゃを作るだけって話はそのぐらい単純なことで、新しい世代の子どもたちは、そうやればいいんだな、できるなって思ったことはすぐそれを現実にする、そういう時代がやってきている。ただこれは今の現代に生きる私たちにとっては果てしなく難しいこと。なぜかというと、そんなことはできるはずがないって心で確信してるからなんですよね。なので、心のバリアさえ取れれば、すべてのことは可能になるので、それがまず今、この社会に生きる私たちの最初の儀式というか、最初のチャレンジになると思うので、ぜひフリーマインドで、心をオープンにして、これから私たちが皆さんにご提供する技術を、ぜひオープンアームで受け取っていただければと思っています。というような内容でした。I'm done.
Exactly. The knowledge is so simple. And as old generation, we are so complicated. And we are really, really too much attached on the matter state, and we are all looking on that level only.
もう物理的な物質への固執があまりに強すぎる。それが自分たち自身の発展のバリアになっている、障壁になっているということですね。
We are looking for free energy because the old generation want, because the Magrav, you can change this world by giving and taking. We want to take for free.
フリーエネルギーっていうのは、私たちはマグルブという名称をつけていますが、これは実際の日常的な言葉に置き換えれば、与えることと受け取ることということですね。で、この質量は一緒なので、与えた分が受け取る分と言っていいと思います。
And we want to take for free and give nothing.
考え方としては、フリーエネルギーなんで無尽蔵にあるものですので、与えることなく全てを受け取ることも可能ということですね。
And Mr. Keshe is reversing the Magrav fields and saying, when you are in that state, when you are free, you can create whatever you want. Energy, food, transportation, health, whatever you want. By giving, by creating whatever you want. We need to understand how to tap in this energy, in the universal energy. Don't look at taking free energy, consuming full and paying nothing. This is the old generation. The new generation will understand so simple this, that they can be free, they can give unconditionally, and they can create whatever they want.
これパラドックスというか逆説的な考えでもあるんですけど、あなたが何も持ってないならば、あなたは全てを受け取ることができるということもあるので、無から、全てのものを埋めるという概念というか、そこで宇宙自体の循環を起こせば、あらゆるものは想像できるというその考え方、そこを一番最初の突破口として、やはり皆さんの物質っていうものへの強いこだわりを解くことが最初の鍵になるんじゃないかなというふうに考えています。
And this is why we start with the children yesterday, because the answer is there. The knowledge is so simple that the new generation of children will swim in it like a fish.
これを子どもたちに伝えると、もう何の抵抗もなく、すっと受け入れて、もう水の中で泳ぐように、すぐにこの考えを取り入れてくれるということですね。
The new generation of the children will swim in it like a fish, and
the old have to fight against it because it means they cannot swim.
私たち年寄りにとってはこれは壮絶な戦いであって、それは自分自身が泳げないと信じきってしまっているところにあると考えています。
And now we have started the first Japanese teaching, and we will continue to understand that it's so simple to create whatever we want.
なので、今日をまず最初の、ワークショップの第1弾として、これから、順に、私たちがどのくらい成し遂げられるのか、やりたいことができるのかということを順にご紹介していきたいと思います。
But nobody want to make it for you. You need to take the responsibility and you need to make the change.
これは誰かが自分のためにやってくれると考えてはいけません。自分たちが最初の一歩となるというその心意気というか気持ちがとても大切です。
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
皆さん、今日は遅い時間までお付き合いいただいて大変ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a very productive conversation.
Yeah. Thank you all to join us today. I hope that you got got an idea what do we need to do. I hope that we inspired you to come forward and continue this process. That you will that you will start communicating with Jackie how to take over the public teachings in Japanese and how to continue later with the private teachings in Japanese. Do we have any of the candidates that can confirm already that they're willing to continue with this? Any one of you already sees himself on this mission?
イムさんどうですか？ボランティアの志願者っていうの何かご応募とかありましたでしょうか？
全くそういう話は進んでないんですよね。個別に興味ありそうな人はいらっしゃるんですけど、全くこれからっていう状況です。ですから聞いてみてですね、候補者を募って、でこれからやっていこうっていう、そんな感じだと思うんですけどね。
We've got some volunteers interested in this project, so we're going to have to just gather all the information and the opinions, so and try to establish a committee or some kind of organization from now on. So we'll keep you informed.
Okay. It would be very good if one of you could continue. I don't know if you will decide to keep these teachings on the same day, on Sundays, or that somebody would already prepare for the next Sunday. Can be half an hour, 1 hour, teaching what was taught on public teaching on Thursday. So if we look at the calendar, this Thursday, 10th of November, will be another public teaching in English, right? That Mr. Keshe is coming in and giving the lecture. So if somebody could watch this recording and prepare the Japanese version for Sunday, 13th of November, that would be a good start, that we don't stop these public teachings in Japanese now, but we continue. That next Sunday, at the same time, you gather for 1 hour, and that one actually explains in Japanese what was done in the public teaching in English on Thursday. Is this possible? Could anyone take on this challenge?
イミさんいかがでしょうか？
来週日曜日。
はい。
何日ですか？
同じ時間とおっしゃってましたんで。
はい、大丈夫です。はい。
でちょっと1時間程度ですよね。はい。
確認していただきたいんですけども、ケッシュ博士に講義していただくってことは今後あるんでしょうか？
Is there any possibility that Mr. Keshe himself will appear as a lecturer of this workshop?
He is a very busy man. It's not that it's impossible, but simply we are already tearing him apart, because this man is sleeping few hours per day. The whole world is waiting everywhere for him. So I can't promise you anything. In public teaching in English, for sure, most of the time you can hear him. You can speak with him, you can ask the question. So if you join us in this public teaching, those that understand English can already listen to his teaching there. But then, and you can ask the question there. As the Japanese community, you raise your hand, you ask the question, because he's always asking, is there any question? And at that time, you need to be prepared. In your public teaching in Japanese, you can actually play the part where he answered your question and you translate to Japanese the minute after. So this is what I propose to you until you come to the point that we have some noises coming in. Let me see, who is that? And I believe that once you will work on the big experiment, or you would like, you will find out something new, he will come in for sure and give the lecture. But you need to do some work before that. But you see, it's still possibility. You can come into the public teaching in English, ask the question there. You can actually influence that teaching, that what you would do in the public teaching in Japanese is actually done in the English part and then taken to the Japanese and translated there, right? So this is the way how you can reach him today. And then let's hope for tomorrow that once you will have him as a guest teacher in one of in the future, okay?
ケシ博士は大変忙しい方で、一日わずか数時間の睡眠時間で、毎日、精力を尽くしてお仕事されているということで、なかなかいきなり日本語のワークショップに登場いただくのは難しいと思うんですけど、ただ、定期的に開催している英語のワークショップに関しては、ほとんどのパートでケシ博士ご自身が、講演されていますし、直接彼とお話ししたり、質問したりすることもできるようになってますので、英語をご理解される方は、ぜひ英語のワークショップの方は、ぜひご参加いただきたいと思います。また、質問に関してはもう、いくらでもフリーで、ご質問いただけますし、日本語でご質問いただいたものを日本語の方で英語に変えて、やり取りすることも十分可能だと思います。で、やがてこの、ワークショップがだんだん発展してきて、日本語からの発信とか、そういった、逆に情報をね、日本側からシェアするようなケースが生まれて、日本の注目が高まれば、ケシ博士がどんどん積極的に私たちのワークショップに参加しているということもあると思いますので、それが今、ケシ博士と直接やはりやり取りするという意味においての最短の手段かなというふうに考えています。
ちょっといいですか。今回ですね、ケシ博士から日本人へのメッセージがあるっていうふうに聞いてたんですよね。先週、ケシ博士とちょっとお話しする機会があったんですけども、その時は今の福島の状況ですとか、ガンズの使い方とか、そういったお話をしてくださるというふうに聞いたんですけど、それについて何か聞いてますかっていうのをちょっと確認していただけます？
Okay. Imimison has been told that Mr. Keshe had some kind of message to Japanese people who actually come to this meeting, and
yes.
You got some messages from him.
Yeah, this is why I expected the same, that he will give something more, but I don't know what happened in between. Probably he's very busy on some other things. This is why he said, take it over, start everything, and he will probably join at any time later in any of the future teachings. He had the message, but part of the message I think I conveyed when I told you that there is many scientists in your country that are already heavily working on plasma technology and producing the results, which will come out as products very soon. And also the message about the contamination of Fukushima. These are the things that probably he wanted to tell you, that you are not the community that wouldn't do anything in this field yet. You have many people among you that are heavily working on it, and we just want you to know and that you join the efforts and expand this community. So you already have very good scientists among your yourselves. You just need to find these people, invite them into the teachings, and share the knowledge. So I will speak with Mr. Keshe later if there is anything more, and let you know on the next public teaching if we can expect that he comes in and maybe explains something what he had on his mind. But at the moment, this is it.
実は、スタンレーさんも今日そういった内容でのケシ博士からのメッセージがあると期待してたんですけど、ちょっと予想していないちょっとトラブルがあったそうで、今ケシ博士から極めて短い時間しか言葉をいただくことができなかったんですけども、その中でもちょっと触れたんですが、日本はすでにですね、特に福島の情勢に関わるものでの、たくさんの、科学者が、かなり、ケシ財団と連携を取って、あまり表には出てませんけども、かなりの、時間と労力をかけていろんな活動がすでに行われているし、それから、ケシ財団のプラズマエネルギーを用いた研究というのも非常に進んでいますと。で、そういったものが、皆さんを少しでも ワクワクさせたり安心できたりすればいいかなというふうには思っていたということで、今後もやはりそういったこれまで積み重ねてきた活動と、こういった皆さん、有志が集まって、これから生まれていくコミュニティがうまく連携をとって、より日本社会が、より世界のやはり先手となって平和な社会づくりの一助ができればいいなというふうに私たちもすごく期待をしていますとのことです。
そうすると、来週も日曜日の夜の9時から、サミューさんとジャッキーさんを中心に、パブリックミーティングが行われるという、そういう理解でよろしいですか？
So we're going to having another workshop the same time. Actually, it's 9 p.m. in Japanese time zone. And with you, Stanley and Jackie, and we're going to have a same session for approximately 1 hour. Is that right?
What I would suggest is that one of you is hosting the next event, because we are quite busy with all other languages. We can't be always with you, So this is why I would like to have somebody who is our student that can take over these teachings, start them, and that prepares the public teaching in English that will happen next Thursday. That one prepares translation to Japanese, Okay. It's very important that one of you takes over this, because this way you can start with the teachings alone. You don't need us each time in,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your contact, you are always welcome on every Thursday in the public teaching in English, as you are welcome in all the private teachings in English. Which are happening every day, 2 sessions. Those of you that know English, apply as a student, come in, you can ask the questions there, you can get explanations, you can take the part of this. If it's public teaching in English, you can take it into public teaching in Japanese, play that part of recording, explain in Japanese so all your people now understand. If it's private teaching in English, take this part of recording, play in the private teaching in Japanese, translate to Japanese, and your people will learn from it, right? So, one of you or more of you can be a bridge immediately. You don't need to wait. Don't expect that we will be hosting this for you. You need to host this for yourself, and one of you need to start. For the end of this session today, I invited inside Pavel Brashka. This man actually started public teachings in Polish. So if you have any question, how did he start? And how did he continue this mission? You have a chance also to ask him a question, and then I suggest that we close the session soon after.
Okay. いきなり、また来週日曜このような状況でやると、やはり今日もそうなんですけど、たくさんの時間を費やしてしまうと思うので、流れとしては、来週の木曜日に、何人か、この、ワークショップを中心に進めていく人で、英語のわかる方と、大体の筋道というか、段取りを打ち合わせさせていただいて、で、来週の日曜日の9時に、日本人だけで、日本で、進めていく方がホストとなって、ワークショップを開いていくようなことが可能であればというふうに考えているとのことです。実際にポーランドでも、そのやり方で、すでに、ローカルで、ワークショップを開催されている方いらっしゃいますので、同じような、そのいわゆる段取りをそのポーランドの方から聞いていただいてもいいと思いますし、やっぱりローカルの言語だけでやる方が密度も高いと思いますので、そんな形での、ご提案はいかがでしょうかとのことです。
日本語でパブリックティーチングを始めるという、そういう理解ですよね。
その前の、その段取りは木曜日に一回打ち合わせしてということになると思います。それが、ジャッキーさんとスタンレーさんと一緒に木曜日に打ち合わせという流れになる。
木曜日の何時でしょう
？So, we've got a pre-meeting in advance in Thursday night, right? What time would that be? And with a few people who speak in English.
The best one is get in communication with, take a night, speak together, speak with your soul, take the decision, come back to me. You have my email address on the chat. And we can organize perhaps a shorter meeting with some people who are interested, and we can manage all the last details.
Okay, so provided that we have a meeting in Thursday, what time would that be suitable for you? And what time should we get together again with some English speakers?
The best, try to find a way that fits with you. Give me perhaps 2 solutions, and I will manage to be with you.
Okay, right. So we'll discuss on that.
If your question was for private teaching in English, that one starts at 9 a.m. Central European Time.
9 a.m., right?
Yeah, 9 a.m. Central European Time.
That would be like a 6
usually, usually it's 3 to 4 hour long, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is already scheduled. This is fixed. The ID for this one is, I will find it in the meantime. So, if you're asking for that one, that's all of you can join public teaching in English.
Okay.
The whole world is joining. If you're asking for a meeting to organize the next public teaching in Japanese, then this is another thing. This is what Jackie understood, that you would like to meet with Jackie and tell us who will be the one from your side to host the next public teaching in Japanese. Jackie suggested that sleepover, this public teaching that we have today, all the information that we obtained today, sleepover, and then tomorrow some of you send the message to Jackie, propose the time that you talk, because we can have a small meeting outside the teachings, right?
Okay.
To explain to that candidate which will be brave enough coming forward to host the next public teaching in Japanese, to explain the details and to give the background presentation and everything, what this person can use to actually have this public teaching in Japanese, let's say next Sunday, same time. Okay?
Right. Okay, it's crystal clear now. So, まず、木曜日は定期開催で英語のワークショップが行われていまして、これは日本時間の、午後6時からだいたい時間にして4時間ぐらいにわたってワークショップ開催されています。こちらは英語がわかる方はどなたでも参加できるので、ぜひ参加してくださいとのことです。で、次回日本語で日本の、ローカルでのワークショップいつやるのか、どんな流れでやっていくかということに関しては、ジャッキーさんと個別で相談した上で、必ずしも日曜でやる必要もありませんので、皆さんのご都合のいいタイミングで、発信して、集まってやっていただいて、そこで、日時だけぜひ共有していただければ、その内容を一緒にこちらでもフォローしていきたいということでした。
ジャッキーさんとは普段やり取りしてるんですね。ですから、私が候補者を集めて、
はい、
でよろしければ私がホストをさせていただくことが可能でしょうか。で、ジャッキーさんと打ち合わせをして、候補者を募ってですね、で、次のミーティングの時間を決めることもできるんですけど。
いいと思います。So, Imimi-san is a good raising his hand to be a host, and he's going to organize the next meeting, and he's going to discuss with Jackie, as he has been contacting with Jackie personally time to time. So would that be all right with you, Jackie?
Will be perfect. Excellent. And the last things I want to say, it's imagine you are a small bird. You just all learn to fly. Your papa, your mama said all you need to know how to fly. And now we are at the point that we need to go and we need to start flying, And this is no papa or mama who can fly for you.
All right.
Now we are at the point that we need to fly by ourselves without papa or mama.
私たちは今まさに飛び立とうとしていますが、私たちには、父も母もいなく、自分たち自身の力で、今大空に飛び立っていくというその心を持ってくださいということです。誰かがやってくれるって思ってはいけません。自分たちが最初の、一歩踏み出すんだっていう気持ちが非常に大切ですとのことでした。
But don't forget, Papa is there, he's watching all the fly, he's with us, he knows exactly what he's doing, and you receive the message that you need to receive today. Not in the way that you think it will be, but you receive the message from Mr. Keshe. Look not on the physical, on the matter state. Look in another state, and you have received the message today from Mr. Keshe.
まあ、父はいないと言いましたけれども、英知とか、それから知見というものに関しては、私たちはケシ博士という英知を持っていますので、そこから必ず皆さん、飛び立つ皆さんへのメッセージはあります。ただそれは、物理的な、アプローチではなく、皆さんの想像を超えるような形でのアプローチということですので、ぜひ心をオープンにして、勇気を持って一歩踏み出していただきたいと思います。ということでした。
一つ提案があるんですけども、次のパブリックミーティングなんですけどね、毎週木曜日の英語でのパブリックミーティングをいつも私視聴してるんですけども、もしよろしければその内容をみんなでシェアして、ジャッキーさんを含めて議論し合うっていうのもいいかと思うんですけれど、それはどうでしょう?
So Imimi has a proposal for you that Imimi has constantly attended his Thursday workshop and he's gonna sum up the content of the workshop and we have a first local workshop in Japan and if Jackie could attend the workshop and we can discuss and argue and exchange opinions at that workshop. Would that be all right with you, Jackie?
Yeah, all is for the best.
Excellent. We got the first candidate. Thank you very much. This is where we start. Pavel, I welcome you in the first public teaching in Japanese. Do you have the message for the Japanese people?
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me in. That's very big honor and pleasure, to discuss such an important and a beautiful thing, especially at the very beginning, which is actually the most excited time from every other times, because that the first step is the most important step. So if you want to translate it, please.
ぜひこの、とても記念すべき第1回目のワークショップに参加させていただいて、とても光栄に思っています。そして、皆さんのやっぱこれからの始まりっていうところにおいて、ぜひ手を取り合って、この会を進めていきたいと思っています。
Yeah, I want to just make a little link to that what the Jackie says just a few seconds ago regarding to the bird and the nest.
Okay.
Comparing myself to that story, I was the little bird which one actually jumped out of the nest by itself, because I realized that this nest is actually some kind of trap of my logical mind. And I didn't know even where is the earth. I didn't know how to fly and in what direction. But I just make a decision without no fear.
ちょっと巣から飛び立つって話をしたと思うんですけども、そこにやはりちょっと誤解混乱がなきように、私が、どんな、バックグラウンドでこういったお話をしたかというところで、今画面に映っているところが、ちょっと皆さんにも参考にしてほしい分なんですけども、ちょっとこれをご紹介させていただきます。So you're going to explain what we are seeing on the screen right now, is that right?
More or less, yes.
Okay.
But I would like to go a bit, with the sentences which one I started.
Okay.
Because, Jackie said a very important thing as well, that there is a person which one look after us, and then you're gonna receive the message, and that's absolutely what happened to me. When I was flying down in the earth direction to probably get a crash, suddenly I get someone start look after me. In a way, I received a text message, not through the mobile phone, but in a totally different state of messaging, let's say. And then I precisely knew what to do, how to do, and how to start sharing the knowledge, which is actually the biggest content of everything.
Okay. But you're not really getting the point. How exactly you get your message. you're not getting the text messages. So what else could be the way to get the messages?
Definitely, you're gonna understand the message when you're gonna receive the message, and you're gonna
Okay.
receive the message through the higher source of yourself.
Right. So you hear a sound or message within your mind. Nothing like you can see or you can hear. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, if you're gonna receive the message through your soul,
Mm-hmm.
your physicality will manifest that message anyway. So you're gonna be able to see everything.
Right. Okay. So it's like enlightenment in a way.
Of course it is, yes.
Okay. まあ、メッセージの受け取り方っていうことについて、ちょっと言及しますと、皆さんがこう画面上のテキストに書かれている文字だとか、音のようなものではなくって、皆さんの心の内に語りかけるように伝わってくるメッセージ、それを皆さんは必ず受け取ることになると思います。まあ、私がそれはある種の悟りのようなものかって、確認で質問したんですけど、まあ、そういう捉え方もあるだろうというような回答もありましたが、とにかく、何かこう手紙が届くとかメールが届くとか、そういうものではなく、必ず、飛び立つ皆さんにとっての、まあ、光明というか、指し示す光は皆さんの心に必ず届くであろうというふうに信じていただきたいと思います。ということです。
ネイティブインディアンが映ってるのはそういう意味ですね。
So this is like a symbolic picture of native Indians so that they get like enlightenment or like messages out of nowhere. Is that right?
Yes, in a way it is correct, but this message is not out of nowhere. It's from
it's from the certain person.
Yes. And then we have to understand that the sentence on the very top, your wish is your command, is actually content everything in itself, because that's what we wish, that's what we received, that's what we wish, that's what we become.
Okay. そう、まあ、ネイティブインディアンというのも一つの例えであって、この場合、例えば、まあ、神なる存在ではなく、まあ、私たちは確固たる存在、まあ、ケシュ博士からの確固たるメッセージを必ず受け取ると思いますし、それは、シンプルでありながら全てに通ずるっていう意味において、あらゆる、いろんな鍵を解いてくれるようなメッセージを、受け取るというふうに、考えていただければと思います。ということです。
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
And basically, I would like to say something about this picture as well, because as you see, there are two ways how we can comprehend the knowledge. So that means comprehend ourselves. We've got one way, which one we're gonna do through the peace, love, friendship, beauty, fulfilling the needs of others and feel their feelings. And that's the way how the Mr. Keshe present the knowledge, how he give us the knowledge. That's very gift for the whole humanity. But we have to comprehend it, and we have to decide how to share it and take the responsibility for the sharing as well. And then we've got another part of this picture, which that words has been said by Mr. Keshe as well, that the man will come to accept this new technology, not out of the love, but out of the fear of his own existence. So now there is a very big question. Do we have to really take the second path, or we can still use the first one?
Okay. So what's your conclusion then?
The conclusion is very easy, that we have to share the knowledge. That's our responsibility to obtain more enlightenment, because when we spread the knowledge on a wider spectrum, we're gonna be able to understand more in a wider spectrum as well.
Okay. So, まあ、この、画面上のイメージは、少し詩的、ポエティックでもあると思うんですけども、あなたが平和を提供すれば、私はそれを愛で返すだろうとか、あなたがフレンドシップを提供すれば、私はそれを美徳として返すだろうみたいな、これはやはりその、より高次の、 感情とか意識というものはこのように積み重なっていくものっていう意味において、この一つ一つの概念はとても大事だし、どういうふうにお互いが関連し合っているかということも一つの要素だということです。で、右側の方に行きますと、これは彼の言葉なんですけども、人類はやがてもう新しい変革のテクノロジーを必ず受け入れる日が来ると。でそれは愛ではなく、もう自分たちの存在の危機に面して、もうそれを受け取らざるを得なくなる日が必ず来るというようなメッセージでもありますので、この来たるべき日に向けて自分たちが先駆けとなって取り組んでいっていただきたいというふうに思います。このことです。
Yeah, and maybe I will add just a few words about myself. Basically, I'm a Polish living in the UK, but you know the distance of nearly 1,800 kilometers separate me with my nation. Let's say in Poland, it doesn't make me any obstacles to share with knowledge with them and to translate so many beautiful teachings of Mr. Keshe from English to Polish. And I'm sure, guys, you Japanese are a very beautiful nation as well, with very high wisdom. So I think you can bring into whole pot of our knowledge a beautiful understanding as well. But you have to know one thing, that sharing the knowledge is the key not only to Polish, Japanese, Germans, or whatever, is the key for the whole humanity and the whole earth as well.
Okay. 彼は今、イギリスに在住するポーランド人で、ケシ博士の研究期間とは1800キロ、もうちょっとぐらい、18000キロ、18000キロのはずないですね。1800キロぐらい、かなりの長距離が離れていますけども、それにおいて、今こういったいろんな、テクノロジーを介して、情報を共有したり、新しくいろんなやり取りすることに全然制約はなくできています。それはこの後、やはり日本も非常に優れた国であることは世界中の人が知っていますし、たくさんの知識を共有していくにあたって一つ忘れないでいただきたいのは、これは国のためとか個人のためではなく、もう地球のためであり人類のためでありという、そういったもっと大きな志のもとで、皆さんの英知を集めるというところを決して忘れないでくださいということです。
みんな多分、地球のためとか宇宙のためとかも、そういう思いで多分集まってる皆さんだと思うので、そこら辺は同じだっていうことを伝えてもらえれば。
At least we are a bunch of people who have the same understanding and the same passion. We are doing this for mankind, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, well, that's beautiful to hear that. And what I want to say, just to finish, that through openness of your mind and your heart, we got the possibility to become a one race, one nation, and one planet. So thank you very much for all your efforts, and I hope we're gonna have a chance to support each other in the very near future. Thank you very much.
私たちが目指すものは、ワンレース、一つの人種であり、そしてワンネーション、一つの国家であり、そしてワンプラネット、だったっけかな、一つの星であるということですので、ぜひそのピクチャー絵を皆さんで描いて一緒に取り組んでいきたいと思っています。今夜はどうもありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. So, thank you very much for your time, you three, and we've been very appreciate your effort on this, and we'll keep in touch with you as a local organization.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are closing the first public teaching in Japanese, and I look forward to see the next one organized by you.
Great.
Next.
Yep. Okay, we'll keep you informed. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございました。
See you. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.